Greetings, heathens and heretics. Welcome to In the Abyss. It's a full house this week for a bit of Metal Island discs. Not only is Beandog back, because clearly can't get enough, but it only seems right to invite Dave from Black City Records back because, you know, that's what we're doing. It's, how's everyone doing this evening? Are we all, got a beer in our hands and loose and lubed and all of that?
Right, it's Friday night. I've got a beer.
Yeah, the chippy tea is percolating.
The chippy tea on a fucking Friday night.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. There's no fucking excuse. But anyway, yeah. So what we're actually here for. So for those of us that are under the age of about 60, there's a long running Radio 4 show called Desert Island Discs, which is you're stranded on a desert island and you choose 8 records and a luxury item. And I believe it was a book, wasn't it, in the original format?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. The senior one recognizes that.
Got that jab in early there, Tregenza.
We're gonna go slightly away from that. So it's eight records, a luxury item, and one metal shirt that you've basically got to live in and stay warm in for the rest of your life. So yeah, look, who knows how it'll go? Who knows what nonsense will come out of our 5 mouths? But let's kind of go with it. So look, I'm going to go to Padre first because we haven't had Padre for 2 weeks. He's back in the UK, enjoying the cold weather. So I tell you what, first couple of records then that are on your list that you couldn't live without, and why?
Just before we kick off there, can we just work? Why have we been shipwrecked? Is this anything to do with who booked the tickets? Was it through Ocean Tech?
It's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Is it? I mean,
it started off. We were getting chased by Somalian pirates.
I like it.
We managed to get away because, we just blasted out the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and they didn't like it. And then we've gone down past the Gulf of Oman, and we've just ended up in the unpopulated islands of the Seychelles.
From the coast of gold across the 7 seas. Right, come on then. Let's have your first couple.
I'm sorry, I'm not going into the list until I've covered a few points. Firstly, what the fuck have you guys done to this place? I've been gone a year. What the hell is happening with the prices in this fucking country?
Are you surprised? What?
I'm incredulous.
How much was your pasty on Wednesday?
I don't know. That was but I've said that. I mean, this is a train station, so you've got to make parameters, but I say allowances. But West Cornwall Pasty Company at Bristol Temple Meads, a sausage roll is now more expensive than a fucking pasty. What the fuck happened there? Right. But no, what's the, no? I just want to cover because last week I saw Guns N' Roses in Rome. And it was phenomenal. And I've got to add, you see Guns N' Roses in the Circus Maximus, and behind the opposite side of the stage is the fucking Colosseum. That is an excellent setting for a concert.
Yeah.
And then you've also got on the right hand side, you've got the back end of the Forum Romana. So and it's I was really surprised because I don't know if when you saw them. You get, and I kind of saw this a little bit at Glastonbury too, just on the TV. You get the impression that Axl can't do it for 3 hours straight anymore, but he saves his voice for those important songs, and that's when he hits the notes he needs to hit. Because Live and Let Die, Sweet Child of Mine, Welcome to the Jungle, Night Train, Mr. Brownstone, November Rain, you could tell he was really putting a lot into it, and he managed to hit those notes. Obviously, Slash was phenomenal. The rest of the band were really good.
3 hours not a bit long though. I mean,
it was. I was flagging towards the end, but I kind of attributed it to the fact that I haven't actually been to a big show. Oh, it was Wacken 2006. That's the last time I went to a big concert. The crowd was good, and there was quite a very wide spread of genders and age groups there, which was nice to see. But and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, going back to the fact that I haven't been to a concert like this for a long time. is it very common to have just people continuously walking out of like the front bit of the crowd, like, you know, and then going back in with like 4 or 5 sandwiches balanced on like 4 or 5 beers? I've never seen anything like it. Like, I mean, I know Italians like their food, but I was like, just eat at the concession stand. Why are you trying to? And that you just like, you got people going, "Scusi me," you know, and then like, it's a fucking concert. Eat a sandwich over there. And I was very disappointed at the t-shirts. There's too many Guns N' Roses t-shirts, you know. And I mean, I
Guns N' Roses
documented
show.
it. Yeah, but you know, like this, there's the etiquette that you don't necessarily wear the t-shirt of the band you're going to see,
unless it's a Maiden show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wore the Slayer t-shirt, and I can confidently say that I didn't see another Slayer t-shirt all night. I did see one Megadeth. I saw one kid wearing a Load t-shirt, and I wanted to rip it off him. Opeth was represented, so were Anthrax, and I did see Cradle of Filth t-shirt, but that was about
was
all
it,
right.
was it the Cradle of Filth?
I very
No,
much.
no,
What,
no.
in Rome? Yeah, right.
It's a brave move. A brave move.
Even Danny Phil says he wouldn't wear it now.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
saw that today.
Yeah.
I saw that news story. Yeah.
So yeah, no, but it was nice to be back at a big concert. I thought they did very well. It was a great show. They played everything they want, you know, that you would want them to play. Damn good sound, better than, I mean, I don't know where some of the British newspapers have hopped on that bandwagon that the Guns N' Roses were like the worst Glastonbury headliners ever. I just think that's ridiculous.
Well, if you go by the BBC coverage, it's probably about right. But,
Yeah. But from what I saw, it wasn't the band that was the problem; it was the sound.
it was this, yeah, it was the vocals.
But how is that their fault?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really care. It's Glastonbury. I couldn't give 2 flying fucks about Glastonbury, to be perfectly honest with you. So, you know, right? Have you finished?
Yeah. So, like, you know, on my list, I mean, I had to put Appetite for Destruction on there anyway. So, but so I had an idea that a good way to play this would be to pick some live albums, because then you've got to spread over multiple albums, but for one band. So I was definitely thought Live After Death. You've got to take that, and then Decade of Aggression. That covers all my favorite Slayer tracks. The problem with Megadeth is they don't really have a definitive live album, so I just took Peace Cells. Rage Against the Machine's debut album, Super Unknown, and then I thought you've got 8 albums, right? So you need to take one album from a band that you absolutely detest, just so you can listen to it and then go back to the stuff you really like. So I thought I'll just take OK Computer by Radiohead, and listen to it and then be like, what the fuck is this shit? And then go, oh, thank God I can put Master of Puppets. But the other thing I was thinking is, yeah, Master of Puppets, fantastic album. Or do I just take Life Shit, Binge and Purge the entire box set?
We didn't say anything about boxes.
Oh, well, see, we were complaining about not having a record player. Someone's going to need to bring a VHS machine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where do we all stand on box sets? I'm not sure I agree with this.
Well, you didn't define the rules, because I was thinking, am I allowed double albums? Am I allowed this? So, you know, you didn't lay any rules down in advance.
Well, look, the original format, if Dave will help me confirm that, it was 8 songs, I think, wasn't it? Originally, not 8 records, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going albums, records, however it wants to come. You can have your fucking box set.
But what I would do is, because the other thing is where you double up, because again, like Bean was saying, like thinking, you know, tactically. You take the 7 albums on vinyl, but Radiohead, you take it on CD, and then if you see a rescue plane, you can get the sun's reflection.
Oh, all right.
That's all good, yeah. Or you could even empty out the box set and fashion it into a little boat, couldn't you? Using the Radiohead CD as a paddle.
Yeah, and I can also use the inlay of the CD as roach material if there's any like weed on the island.
Well, you know, that's going to happen. Well, or just to keep warm would be the sensible option, you know. But I like the fact you've just gone through your entire list all in one hit. So you're done. You can drop off. You can fuck off.
Actually, he bashed through them pretty quickly. So can he possibly just list them out again? Because
Let's just dig into them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, why Appetite for Destruction? Why specifically that?
I think it's Appetite for Destruction is, like, for me, so one of the definitive like hard rock albums. Got some great tunes on it, some good guitar solos. So yeah, definitely, and it's one of my favorite albums. Live After Death, because it's a live album. It's great sounding live album. It's well produced, and it's got some killer tracks on it.
The only issue with Live After Death, though, is you've only got Power Slave and Backwards. Would you not want something
No, that's enough for me.
maiden that would cover
No,
Somewhere in
that's
Time,
enough for
Seventh
me.
Son of a Seventh Son, No Prayer for the Dying, Fear of the Dark?
What we didn't. We take a real live dead one instead.
Nah, you go Best of the Beast, surely.
Oh, okay, Best of the Beast then.
But that was in my list. Anyway. But
Peace
yeah,
sales because you know I love it.
best of.
Rage
Just
Are we,
Rage
are
Against
we
the
all on this
Machine.
island together? Because I'm hoping like all bases are covered. If like between us all, we've just got the ultimate record collection.
well,
That wouldn't be a good idea because my main concern is
Well, my main concern is you've got a copy of OK Computer.
yeah. My main concern would be the fact that if we were all on the same island, that ultimately I would corral some of you into some kind of like rudimentary tribe, and we would actually go after Ant and sacrifice her. It would go very Lord of the Flies.
Well, this is sounding better and better.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
was about to say,
And I-
hang on
and
a bit. If
And
you're
I
gonna,
think as well, and I think Master of Puppets would be like the conch, like you have to pick it up and hold it in order to have your turn to speak, because it's like, you know, it's revered. It's like sacrosanct.
hang on. Why are we gonna hunt and eat him? He's the leanest one here.
exactly, if you're gonna sacrifice
No,
someone,
no,
you
we're
go
not.
some-
We're not eating him. We're not eating him. Okay,
What's
we're
the
not
point? It's
eating
a
him.
waste.
We're sacrificing him to whatever god we create. The rudimentary religion,
What a
probably
waste of meat.
based.
I mean, to
Probably
be
based.
fair, that's very
based on the-
metal.
like,
That's
okay, so
very
it-
metal.
That's true.
Based
That's
on-
true.
Based on one of the albums that we bring with us, and one of those albums will, you know, after we die and the civilization that we leave behind to grow, that will become their holy book.
How long have we been on this? How long have we been on this island? I mean, we've plummeted into degeneracy.
It doesn't take long.
No, it
Doesn't
doesn't.
take long.
I'd say that's approximately 16 hours in that point.
Yeah. Already sacrificing Anthony for
This
no
is-
reason whatsoever.
Just once the beers run out.
Yeah.
These scenarios,
Yeah.
they're just bottom episodes. That's all they are.
Yes.
But the other two things, it's a band T-shirt and then a luxury item. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I've got to say, right, I came back home. I've never used one before. The parents have got an air fryer, so we've got a solar powered fucking vinyl. I'm bringing in an air fryer, and we're gonna just dine every night on like coconut encrusted fish that we catch with our own made fishing rods. Okay, so
I'm not sold on this whole air fryer business.
the air fryer is the luxury
I've-
item.
There is
Right, the
one
air
now.
fryer is a luxury item, and then the
Yeah.
band T-shirt I'm bringing is the Metallica T-shirt with the metal up your ass with the toilet bowl and the knife.
Of course. I was thinking it was going to be one of three T-shirts from you. It was either going to be that, it was going to be that all over print Slayer Root of All Evil T-shirt you used to wear, or the Black Album one with the four faces on it that you used years ago as well. So yeah. Right, you're done. You can go away. Go back to it. Look, our esteemed guest, Dave. Dave, welcome. Apologies for insulting you at the top of the show. Wasn't
That's
intentional.
right. I'm used to it.
Right, let's have a couple off your list then. What's going
How many
on?
do you want? 2, 3?
Yeah, let's have 2 or 3. Let's
Okay. First one is obviously the greatest album that's ever been recorded
Oh, it's OK Computer again, isn't it?
in all time. It's the best of radio. No, it's Rain in Blood by Slayer.
Of course.
Yeah, just the greatest album ever. Never get bored of it. Secondly, Ride the Lightning.
Oh,
Mm.
why Ride the Lightning over all the others?
Well, probably
Yes.
I always say this to people. It's not Metallica's best album, but it's my
It is.
but it's my favorite album. You know, I do understand that Master of Puppets is something that will never be recreated, but for me, just Ride the Lightning just holds it all together so much more.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
I'd
Yeah.
agree. I like for the record, I love Master of Puppets, but I'd take Ride the Lightning over Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just gets the balance of everything better, I think, really.
I think it's them on the cusp of coming out of that whole sort of garage scene that they were involved with when they were basically learning to play. And it's the sound of a band that have found their sound and are really truly honing their craft. But it's still as raw as fuck.
Yeah, it's still got that youthful energy. It's still there, you know. You can still hear the fact they're young.
And those first 4 songs, and then to have a song like Fade to Black on your second album, that's special.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, it's always For Whom the Bell Tolls. I just think it's, you know, it's such an amazing song. For a thrash song back then as well, when you get into nearly 3 minutes into the song before somebody's even, you know, sang anything, you know, it's very ambitious for such a young band as well.
It's obviously iconic with Cliff as well, in that, you know, the bass line. It's a tough call between the two.
Yeah,
but Ride the Lightning Escape dumped in the middle of it. So
yeah,
it's still got remnants of Mustaine on it.
That's true.
Do you know what the world doesn't need is remnants of Dave Mustaine?
That should have been the title of his autobiography, shouldn't it? Remnants of Dave Mustaine.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I respect the guy, you know, obviously I do, but fucking hell. The most annoying man. I'm not even going metal here. I'm going like just rock music in general. The most annoying man in rock.
That's a tough one. Who would push him for that? Billy Corgan, people like that. He's another.
I think Corgan's mellowed a lot recently. In recent years, though, he's actually quite. I think so. Yeah, I've just seen a few.
I thought he'd gone down the like not full on QAnon, but sort of.
Oh, has he? Oh,
yeah.
I missed that. If he has, I missed the memo there. I just saw.
I did lose. I did. I mean, obviously, Mustaine as a guitar player, fantastic. But I did lose a lot of respect for him when I found out that he was going on that InfoWars with Alex Jones, and I was just like, "That's not good," you know. And I saw the episode, and like Alex Jones is like going to his gigs backstage and going, "Oh, you know, Dave's such an incredible guitar player," and then Dave's just like kissing up to him, going, "Oh, you know, you tell people the stuff they need to hear," and we're like, no, mate, it's not about the fucking lizard men and the global conspiracy and the Illuminati. No, that's like, what happened to you, man?
It will be on our island.
We sacrificed him first.
He's definitely not welcome on our island. No fucking way. No way.
Actually, I take it back. You know, the most annoying man in sort of rock music. As soon as I said it, Chris Martin popped in my head.
Oh God.
Oh wow.
You know they have pianos and stuff now in a lot of airports that people can just go up and play. Right. So I was at Rome Airport on Monday morning, and obviously, like, I get it. I respect anyone that can just go up and just play on the piano, fair play. But like, this guy goes up and he starts playing that Coldplay song on the piano. I don't know.
Could be any fucking Coldplay song. It's all the same.
He played 2 Coldplay songs, and then he played Bohemian Rhapsody, and I was like, fair play. You can play the piano. You played all 3 of those pieces flawlessly, but seriously, Coldplay and Queen, like, impress me. Play something else. Play blues. Play some fucking classical music.
Was it one of those pianos where you could have shut his fingers?
Yeah, but then it was like, yeah.
Oh, the temptation.
I mean, there's a couple of videos on YouTube that you can watch, and there's a Russian girl, and she plays one Fade to Black and Master of Puppets on the piano. She does Cemetery Gates too. Fade to Black on the piano, played by that girl, is absolutely insane. Like she gets the spirit of the song. Like, if someone went into an airport and played that, I would go and give them money.
So
I'd buy them one of those ridiculously overpriced sandwiches.
I've got a cassette of her here, and she does cover versions of black metal songs.
Black metal songs.
Yeah, so she covers Immortal, Dark Throne, Mayhem.
This I've got to hear.
Get her on the show, Tregenza. Get her on the show.
It's absolutely fantastic.
Do me a favor, Dave. Send me a link when after this. That I've got to hear.
It needs to be like in Wayne's World. There needs to be a rule on public pianos. Just a sign on top saying no Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, it just should say no Coldplay. But that's the last time that's being mentioned on this podcast. That's now in the bag with you know what and all the other things. Never again. Fucking Coldplay. Fucking middle class cunt. He probably belongs on this bedding.
In the bag with the remnants of Dave Mustaine.
Yeah, in there. Yeah, that's exactly it. And not welcome on our island. Definitely not.
You should do like a room 101, you know, stuff that you can ditch forever.
We had this very discussion this afternoon, myself and Bean. It's that's gone in the pocket, that one. So
Nice.
don't be surprised if I'm dragging you back on for that one as well.
I think we've already done it, haven't we? We've just spent 20 minutes
Done it
doing
in the last 20 minutes. Yeah, yeah.
Just edit it out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't. Editing that would signal professionalism. All right, then. Voice of Reason. Let's have a couple from you because you'll bring something sensible, possibly.
Which I mean, shall I just get the obvious ones out of the way? Get that round out. So, excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, I made Best of the Beast. That's the album that got me into metal. Simple as that. And you've got all the classics there. You've got a few live tracks. You got Virus with Blaze. So I can't. I know everyone's so many people have got like a cool album of some sort or a historic one, but no, with me it was the best of. But
I'm taking that as well. To be fair, it's got to be. Yeah.
I mean, it is one of the best of.
The double disc version though, none of this single.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. I've got like I say, I spent 20 quid on a whim on that album at 16 years old, and with a booklet, beautiful little package, the peat frame, family tree in the front. Yeah, lovely. I mean, I saw the vinyl, I think, at some point around that time as well, which had extra tracks on it. But of course, I didn't listen to records at that time, did I? So what an idiot. But there you go.
I think that vinyl, the Best of the Beast vinyl, sells for a fair few quid now.
Yeah, I dread to think.
Well, that man would probably know, but yeah, I've seen it knocking about for quite a lot.
Yeah, that's anyway. Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, innit?
And yeah, and also again, it's obvious if you know me, but Super Unknown by Soundgarden. That's my favourite album. Full stop. That covers me. Some of my 90s interest, but it's heavy, it's Sabbathy. It's just a great album, full stop, and it's not one I could live without. So yeah, that comes with me.
All right, that's welcome on the island. I'll take that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Grunge is acceptable. Go on then, give us another one before we move on.
Right, okay, so all right, I'll give you an interesting one. I need to cover a bit of punk to a certain extent, but also maybe a bit of the rock and roll, old school that I like. So we're going to go with Dracula Scream by Rocket from the Crypt.
Nice.
It's a fucking great album, and that's a good time album. That's a party album as far as I'm concerned. So if anyone has bought some beers or we found some beers, then there you go. There's your night sorted.
Like it.
I'll take that one. Yeah, 100%. You've got to have something to keep your spirits up.
Yeah.
Interjecting, I just looked it up. That Best of the Beast on vinyl is 350 quid.
There you go.
Do we have a whip round?
Fuck me. That's nuts. For a best of as well. That's crazy. You could just go for these. You could probably pick up most of the back catalogue for that kind of money. Isn't it? There or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Bit HMV sale here and there, and if you wrote,
I've just had an idea.
Come along and say that, and then you freeze.
Then
It was the best idea in the world.
It's like fucking Baldrick. No, let's. Oh, there you go. He's back. What?
No, I said like Dave could have like a very, very small section in the shop, with like everything we talk about on the podcast goes in the Abyss Metal Podcast recommended section.
Oh, steady on. We're not that important. Fucking hell. This ain't bangers and mosh, mate. One step at a time.
We haven't got through the list yet because someone might have a sneaky Daphne and Celeste kicking around that's not going to go down well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. No, I've got a bit of punk in mind, but fuck me. Yeah, maybe if I pay him enough, he might do it. But yeah, one step at a time. All right, then. So the bearded Wonder Vinyl Fiend down there in the corner. Then let's have a couple from you.
Yeah, so I took a slightly different turn on this, because I thought I would drive myself absolutely nuts trying to come up with like a definitive favorites list. So I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat it as if each album that's with me is represents a person I'd want to be stuck on that island with. So I thought first off is probably a very like obvious choice. So I'll get that one out of the way first. But this album represents like your best mate. So this is my best mate, the one that's been with me through thick and thin. You know, the old reliable, faithful. You know, bit rugged, flawed, but absolutely love them to death. And so the album I chose that represents that is the first Black Sabbath album, Black Sabbath. For me, it's just you know, I could listen to that album over and over again. I could spend time with it and never get bored. You know, it's all the cliches are true. It just is the sound of, particularly the title track. It is just the sound of heavy metal. It's got it all for me. It's heavy, slow. It's got fast bits. It's got the scary kind of occult imagery attached to it as well. So that's my first choice. Like I said, bit of an obvious one, really. But
how dare you come on a metal podcast and say you want Black Sabbath on your island? How fucking dare you?
Well, you know, it's coming. And then moving on, I thought, right, who else would I want on the island with me? So I thought I'd want the optimist, the happy guy, the one that's never going to let you have a bad time. So, you know, if people are feeling a bit despondent and the mood is sinking, like this is the guy that comes and goes, no, we're having none of that. Brings out the tray of shots, opens a beer, makes sure, you know, you're up again and you're dancing. So the record I chose was Helmet, Meantime.
Nice.
And like specifically Unsung. Really, that is a track that I cannot be in a bad mood and listen to that track. Whatever's going on, whatever I'm feeling, you put Unsung by Helmet on and it's an instant lift for me. So I'm bringing that for that reason.
You know, no, I'm with one of my favorite shows that I've ever been to, and it's a bit of an unsung bit of a pun, but an unsung hero was Helmet doing Meantime in full in Bristol, fun enough, in the Fleece. Yeah, it's the Fleece, isn't it? Yeah, in there. And fuck me, about 2005, something like that. And yeah, quite an understated gig, really. I don't think it was even sold out. It wasn't full. But it was just hearing the album. They played it backwards, last song to first song. And yeah, it was great. It's the only time I've ever seen Helmet, and it's such a fucking great gig, that.
Oh, yeah.
They
were the first band I ever went to see on my own. I just thought, fuck it, I'm not going to miss it. Like, you know, for years been going to bands, you know, it's always been a social thing, go out to gigs. And that was the first one. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, no one was around or no one was up for it or whatever. And I was like, I am not missing it. First gig I ever went to on my own. Astoria 2, I think.
Ah, the LA2.
Don't get us reminiscing about that. I loved that venue so much.
Yeah.
It was iconic. When I mean, all right, the LA2 was that stupid fucking step that was in the middle of the floor kind of thing, which was a bit of a headache. But the two venues, just legendary. It's such a shame we haven't got them anymore.
Yeah. Can the Astoria be our luxury item?
That's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout.
Is that pushing it too far?
Build it in the forest, it'd be even better.
Like a replica out of
somewhere to protect you
from down trees and
baby.
Coconuts.
There you go. Fucking yeah, I'll come.
Yeah,
I'll go. But you've got to have the fella that used to stand outside on the box spouting religious nonsense.
Oh, Filthy Phil.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
I stole a poster from the Astoria, a massive advertising poster for Morbid Angel.
Nice.
A full size one. It's over there actually behind me. But,
you've still got it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's when Morbid Angel came over to play Blessed Are the Sick, and I think it was one of Cathedral's first gigs.
Amazing.
Stayed us as well. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it got to the end of the night. It was the end of the tour, and I said to my mate, I'm having that. I'm having that." So he was stood there, and I can't remember what it was, but I was prizing the bottom of this poster thing open, and then we've like scrabbled it down on, and then did a runner out the front. It was fantastic.
See,
Yeah.
you've got a piece of a story history in your shop, so
That's brilliant. Yeah, I love the fact you've still got it.
yeah.
I carried it around for 30 years.
That's amazing. I actually, funny enough, just listening to that story, it's dawned on me. I've got a framed painting of this story in my living room as well.
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
Yeah.
See, what other venue are you is gonna carry that kind of memory? Maybe Brixton Academy, perhaps, but yeah, the Astoria Special. There's still some great shows there as well. I mean, I only moved to London in '99, but even in that period I was there, saw some great shows there. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, but there you go. Who wants to give me a luxury item?
I'll give you one.
Go on then.
Pillow.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Sensible.
Just a pillow. I cannot sleep if I don't have a pillow. I'm at that age now where I go to festivals and unless I've just got that little bit of comfort, I fucking hate it. So yeah, just a good pillow. And you can lay down on a bit of sand or in the little foresty bit, which I presume that we've got, and
of course, yeah,
lay down some, some branches, and as long as you've got your pillow, you're good.
Talking of festivals, how was Hellfest?
Hellfest was absolutely incredibly hot.
Yeah, I could see that from some of the videos.
Yeah, it always is, but no, it was brilliant. Maiden were fantastic, and it was just 4 days of awesomeness as always.
Yeah, I'm not jealous in the slightest, but
I mean a luxury item. If we've got no limits on what the luxury item could be, I would just say a low yield tactical nuclear weapon. If things get bad enough, you just take out the entire island and yourself. Like, fuck this.
I mean, maybe a speedboat would have been a bit more useful if anything goes.
No, but that's cheating.
What the fuck do you think this is? Bullseye?
Yeah. Take it back, boys. Take it back. There's shit out.
Mate, what? There's no more luxury than Bully's special prize.
Speedboat. They live in fucking Tamworth.
That was a money laundering ring, surely, that program.
Yeah, of course it fucking was. Here you go. Here's 42 quid. And here's a mini metro. It wasn't quite right. But when I was thinking luxury items, though, I thought to myself, fleshlight. But then I think, lube has got to be a second sort of luxury item, and so that can't happen.
Well, about this, right? Again, because we've not really adequately laid out what this luxury item could be. I would say an entire construction company. Turn the island into like your evil villain lair, and really dominate that world part of the world. Yeah, but what would you actually build though? Because a layer, in the side, because the island's going to have a volcano.
Well, I mean, your construction company can build the Astoria. We've got that in place. So, where else do we go from there?
Build the world's finest recording studio, so the bands come and play record their new albums on the island. So then you don't need to take albums because you'll just go and watch them record.
All right, now you're splitting. Let's move on.
We're stretching it. Yeah.
Dave, you got anything in your list that's sort of would be considered a little bit sort of out of left field, or is it all straight up?
Discharge, maybe.
That'll make you angry, though.
It's not massively left field, but yeah, hear nothing, see nothing, say nothing.
Yeah.
Probably the punk album that is more metal than most metal bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those albums again. It's just the perfect album, start to finish. It's as heavy as fucking any.
Yeah. Amen to that.
I remember reading a story in Kerrang years ago, written by the journalist Murat.
Yeah.
He was talking about an old friend who it wasn't that album. I think it was the EP, Hear Nothing, See Nothing. No, it's not. Sorry, Why. I think it was called Why. And he was saying how he glued the cassette into his tape machine, so he never could listen to anything else again except that EP. That's how fanatical people were about that band.
You know.
It's absolutely fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Best punk album ever made. No arguments. And yeah, it deserves a place in the halls of metal more than probably most metal bands, like I say. So,
well, they're one of those punk bands that it's all right for metalheads to listen to, aren't they? It's that kind of thing. And we missed them at Bloodstock last year, didn't we? Bean?
We did, yeah.
I can't remember who they clashed with.
Yeah, probably Beer.
Not at that time of day, not last year.
No, that's true.
No,
we did miss them, but I actually saw them at Desert Fest. So since then, I have seen them, and they are still absolutely cracking live. Seen them a couple of times over the years. Always good.
Don't think I've ever seen them. I may have done, but I can't really remember. But yeah, but that's just going to piss you off, surely. Listening to that on a desert island, that's just going to fucking wind you up.
Well, I mean, it would get you in the mood for whoever we're going to sacrifice, I suppose, won't it?
Well, this is true when we're sacrificing Anthony. Yeah.
Also, you're going to need to feel pretty amped up to climb the trees to get those coconuts down. So you might need a bit of a like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you're rubbing wood together.
Yeah, you need a bit. Yeah, a bit of aggression and a bit of anger. Let's have another one, Dave. What else have you got?
I've got a band who are coming to my shop tomorrow actually to play a set, and that's with Pentecost, which was their third album. Witch Hazel, Wishbone Ash, new wave of British heavy metal, kind of transported back to the medieval times. Just absolutely fantastic band. Love them so much. So much melody, just great proper old songs, and just think they're fucking fantastic, to be honest.
You know what? I think if you're lying on a desert island on a beach with your pillow, nice and comfortable, listening to a band like that, I can see that in the sun, while Padre's construction company build the Astoria in the background.
Yeah.
I think, that could work. I've just started listening to that, actually, Pentecost, the third album this week. But the fourth one is just brilliant. It's one of the albums of the year. And really starting to get into them. A very, very cool band. I've not really paid any attention to them before now, which is odd.
I only got into them last year. I just started to travel back in time to I was just listening to so much new wave British heavy metal stuff, and somebody just pointed me to them, and just fell in love with them straight away.
Yeah. Great band. So just how they can just have so many hooks, it's just over and over again. Everything's so catchy. Great band. I know Anthony feels the same as well. It's a great album, the new one.
Yeah. So it's in the corner there. I'm currently listening. So.
Well, am I saying I fucking bought the vinyl from you, Dave? So Bean, who's the next little friend then? What other personality are you bringing?
Okay, let's have a look. So I've got the quiet one, right? So this is the guy that no one really talks about, and you might not notice them in a room, but actually when you actually spend some time with them, it's like, fuck me, they're amazing. Like, why haven't I spent time in your company before? So for that, I put the self-titled Corrosion of Conformity album.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, right, okay. So the recent.
When what was it? After In the Arms of God, and Pepper left to go and do Down. So as a three-piece, Mike Dean, Reed Mullin, Woody Weatherman put out a couple of albums. They're both well worth a listen. But I
like them, to be fair.
At the time, like, all you'd see online was like, bring back Pepper, where's Pepper, when's Pepper coming back? Now, I got nothing against Pepper Keenan. Love him as a musician, and he's brought so much to that band. But those albums, and that one in particular, the first one they put out, I adore it. It's just full of cracking riffs, great energy. It sits between like the really early COC stuff when they were, hardcore punk band, and the more kind of Sabbathy Southern groove that they do. But it's great. It's just great. And it's one of those albums that I just kind of want to shake people and go, just fucking listen to it. It's fantastic. So that's the quiet one.
I saw them on that tour actually for that album.
Yes, yeah, I did too. Yeah,
The Underworld.
it was. Yeah, I was at that show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
But I totally agree with you. It kind of it keeps that sort of desert stoner vibe to a degree, but it just scales it back a bit and brings in the hardcore a bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I saw them at Bloodstock actually around about when that may have been a little bit later than that, but yeah, I've seen them twice. Once as a 4-piece, once as a 3-piece. So that would have been that. And yeah, look, I'm with you. I'm more of a fan of the Keenan era, the Southern stuff. But yeah, I'm with you. The self-titled is a banger of an album. It's not an album I listen to very often, but you know what? Over the weekend, I'm going to go back and give that another blast. It's been a lot of fun.
There's some tracks on there. There's like The Doom is a great track. Money Changers is a great I mean, it's some top tier, like some of my favorite Corrosion of Conformity songs are on that album. So, you know, by all means, go back, listen to it, love it.
Right, fair play. Guess another one then. Who else is coming?
Right. So then I thought, okay, so you want that guy. So, right, stuck on a desert island, things are going to get fucking miserable. You're going to have those moments where you're just feeling shit and pretty low. So I thought, who's the guy that's going to come and kind of sit with that and just kind of be okay and sit with you while you're at your lowest ebb, feeling really despondent and, you know, there's no hope for the future. So you kind of want someone that, you know, understands and will put an arm around you and, you know, maybe just be with you in that moment. So the album I chose for this, and it is a bit of a Marmite album, but I love it. And it's Mirror Reaper by Bell Witch.
Well, you're going to have plenty of time to listen to it. So
yeah, I was going to make exactly that comment. It's like for the, you've got the time to listen to it. I mean, yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know it, it's one track and it's 80 minutes long. But I think it's a melancholy masterpiece.
I haven't listened to it, to be fair. I've seen a lot of people raving about it, but I haven't listened to it.
Sorry, how can you have one track at 80 minutes? You haven't got a vinyl side long enough.
Oh, I've got a vinyl copy, and it kind of fades out and then it fades back in again when you turn the turn the vinyl over. But if you, I mean, arguably,
yeah, I was waiting for you, pop up. There you go.
It's best listened to, you know, maybe streaming because you get the whole headphones on. It is an album you need to dig into. Like, you need to give it the time. It came along for me at a crucial time. So without meaning to get too serious for a moment, but my brother had just died. So I was going through a bereavement, and the song is actually about the death of their drummer. So it's written as a kind of a tribute and a tone poem to bereavement. And it just came along at the right time in my life, and it just put its arm around me, and I just felt attached to it. And it's a beautiful piece of music. It's light and shade. It's fucking heavy. It's a big piece of doom. But it's got so many different moods and flavors as you move through, but they're all kind of bound together by this overwhelming sense of melancholy and sadness. So it's coming on the island for the dark times.
Yeah, but without the dark times, it's harder to appreciate the good times, isn't it? So it's that whole, like you said, dark and light. You know, it's all right because we've got Anthony with Rocket from the Crypt as well. So coming out of the darkness, you got into that. So
that's fine by me. Yeah,
that'll work. I'm gonna have to listen to that because I see so many people raving about it. And yeah, Dave, I've seen you posted about it a couple of times. So when I can spare an hour and a half to sit down and listen to something in one hit, I'll give it a go.
It's an album that it's an album you can't just listen to. It's an album you really got to concentrate and absorb.
Yeah.
And completely take in and get involved with, I feel.
Yeah, I might give that a go over the weekend. I'll sit cross-legged in the middle of my dining room and
that's the one.
Yeah, just listen to it through the speakers. So yeah, give that a go. All right, Voice of Reason. Let's have a bit more from you then.
All right. Well, I'll get the sort of non-metally ones out. Get those done. Are they all coming?
If anyone's going to bring that, it's going to be you, isn't it?
Yeah. You know me. first one's an obvious choice. Violator by Depeche Mode.
Of course.
My favourite album from my favourite band. It's one of the great alternative albums across the board. Obviously, it's loved by people who are into all sorts of contemporary music, not just pop or rock or metal or dance, just the whole lot. It's one of the classics. It still sounds as fresh today as it did 33 years ago. It covers various moods for me. Just a great album. Full stop.
Fair play. We all need a bit of a, while the construction work is going on the Astoria and whatnot, we all need a bit of a dance about. So
the whole idea of a construction site just reminds me of those stories of people that turn up to their idyllic summer holidays on a beach and the hotel is just like a building site with scaffolding and machines just kind of grinding away.
Timeshares in the 80s being built there.
Yeah.
But the other album, this is where I've got to take a record player to the corner of the island by myself. But this is my favourite album from my childhood. It's a pop album, but I think it's probably relevant and fits with a lot of what I like, and that's "Scoundrel Days" by a-ha. So
that's a bit sort of coming into left field.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, when I was a kid, I had a teenage sister, typical 80s teenage girl. So she was into like Madonna, Duran Duran, Wham, Culture Club, all of that stuff. a-ha came next and they were brief, but that was the band I think that I latched onto because I was 6, maybe 7 by that point. So just starting to, just pay a bit more attention. But it's a very melancholy album. I know we all think of them as the pop and the perfect pop song with Take On Me off the first album, but that second album, there's a lot of atmosphere, there's plenty of guitar, lots of mood and all that. It's not like this sort of pristine, upbeat pop album. And you got a song on it which is at times fucking metal in Manhattan Skyline. A track that Isham covered at one point. Yeah, I mean it's weird. It's this wistful, sort of almost easy listening verse that your nan would like, and then it just launches into this dark sort of metal chorus and bridge with this frozen guitar solo, and it's up there with "Stay" by Shakespeare's Sister as one of his like most contrasted pop songs you'll hear in the charts. It's a unique piece of work, and it just shows, I think, for me, their range. But I think, for me, that's still one of my favourite albums, and it's not one I can live without.
Just as you quickly mentioned Shakespeare's Sister there, what do we all think of the Ghost cover of "Stay"?
Oh, yeah. Approved.
I haven't heard it yet.
Have you not?
No, is it? So it's the Shakespeare Sister. Oh, there. I can't think of that song without thinking of the French and Saunders cover of it. I mean, to me, that's the definitive version.
It's Route 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Route 1, but they've got the whole dual vocals thing going on. And look, have a listen. It was dropped as like a surprise single, but it's good. I really like it. I think it's really cool. It works well.
The verse is being sung by Patrick Wilson because it's actually from the latest Insidious film. I've seen none of them, so I can't really comment.
I had seen that had come out. I hadn't twigged it was a new thing.
Yeah.
It's not included on the covers album they've just put out.
It's not. No, they could have done an entire album of covers rather than just an EP. I think there's a few other.
I would imagine
around,
there's probably tons in the vault.
There will be at some point. Yeah.
No, but no, it's a good cover. Check it out. It's quite good fun. The way his vocals come in as the secondary character in the song is quite cool. It needs a video though. I think it needs some visuals to back it up. I think it'll be really effective, but look, look, we're doing all right for time here. I'm going to drop a couple in because I did do a list, but I did mine a bit in the way that Bean's got all his friends. I did a different album for different kind of scenarios and occasions and whatnot. So I've got Best of the Beast as well in there because you need to have that. But I thought, there could be a possibility that I could have to go into battle on this island. So I thought I need an album that's going to back that. I need an album to go into battle with. So I thought we go with Manowar. It's a bit obvious, but I chose Iron by Ensiferum.
Okay.
Oh,
Which is a banger of an album, but it has got that proper fucking battle metal feel to it. And I think if I had to go into war, chucking spears at people, that's the soundtrack I need. I needed a mosh album. You know, when you're sort of lonely, you're on the beach and you just want to go and swing your arms around like a tit. The Portuguese hardcore band called Devil in Me, and about 5 years ago released an album called Soul Rebel, which is one of the best hardcore albums. It's just so upbeat. It's got that kind of sick of it all vibe, but it's just so upbeat. And I think 25 minutes chucking myself around on a beach, what more could I want? You know,
What's the album? What was that called again?
Soul Rebel by Devil in Me.
yeah. See, that sounds great. That's not an album I've heard of.
Yeah, check out. Look, I went into All Ages Records in Camden a few weeks back and got the follow up to that for $6.99. So, cheers, All Ages Records.
Best record shop in the UK.
It was wicked. I took my daughter in there. He had his two dogs in there and everything as well. Proper cool shot. I could have spent a fucking fortune in there.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great shop. It's been there about 20 years now, isn't it? I think. Yeah, very, very cool. But yeah, that was a bargain I couldn't resist. And look, I'll drop another one in there. A headbang like there's no one around album, because there is no one around. So and I went with Warlock, Triumph and Agony. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
It does what it says on the tin.
That'll do the job.
You know, yeah, exactly. So, but I'll leave my list there. I'll come back to a few others later if we've got time. Dave, a metal shirt. What's it going to be?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to live in this, mind. It's going to rot around you, but
That's fine. I had this shirt years ago. There's photos of me at like 18, 19 years old wearing this shirt. Where it went, I do not know. I really wish that I had it back. I can't find a proper reproduction of it absolutely anywhere. But it's a long sleeve with sleeve prints, because sleeve prints are the best. Entombed left-hand path.
Ooh,
nice.
Back print is them in front of the cross. Obviously got the album cover on the front, and then you got the Entombed logo just repeated all down one sleeve. I fucking loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I love just listening to you describe it.
That's the one shirt where I get pissed and I go on eBay and I'm like, right, I'm having it. If I can find it, I'm having it. And
am I pissed enough? It's like, do I spend 50 quid, 100 quid, 150 quid?
So yeah, that one, love it.
It's weird, isn't it? Fans of any other kind of music would never understand that, how you can be so attached to a t-shirt.
I'm attached to a back patch. I'm trying to find a back patch.
I should hope it's attached.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's like my first denim jacket had Slayer back patch, and it was the Rain in Pain one.
Oh yeah.
So it was the tombstone. It was R.I.P. Rain in Pain, and I cannot find it for love nor money anywhere. I messaged somebody in Germany who had one, and it was on T-shirt Slayer website.
Yeah, know it. Yeah.
So I put a post on a patch group on Facebook going, look, if anyone can find this, and he messaged me, went, oh, that's my picture, I've got it. Maybe we could work something out. And I offered him, I think, 180 quid for a back patch, and he
Fuck
said,
here now. Was you pissed at the time?
I think I was actually pretty sober. I want it that badly, and
I'm impressed. 180 quid
sober down, and you know, so I said to him, like, how much do you, well, what is your price? And he never came back to me. So what the fuck he's expecting for it? God alone only knows.
180 quid for a back patch.
No, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, but I once sold an Iron Maiden Clairvoyant t-shirt for about 140 quid.
Doesn't surprise me.
So
Wow.
you know, it's yeah, people, metal fans, we're idiots. We'll, you know, if we've got enough in us, enough beer in us, we'll pay fucking stupid money for stupid shit.
Yeah.
So all right, so Dave, so let's have your last couple of albums then. You may as well while you're on the go.
Last couple
What
of
else you got?
albums. Okay, everyone's chucked in a bit of Iron Maiden. I'm going to chuck mine in, and that is Killers, album number 2 from them. Just I think they're just defining moment. I love the Paul Di'Anno era more than any other. And yeah, I just think it's a great album. Starts with the Ides of March, which is just beautiful, and then it ends with Drifter, which is just one of those all-encompassing. It just screams heavy metal, basically. So yeah, Killers, Iron Maiden. My favorite death metal album of all time, Altars of Madness by Morbid Angel. You can basically, for me, you can put Altars of Madness and Blessed as Sick in the same boat. Really hard for me to make a distinction between the two. I think they're just two absolutely perfect albums. But Altars kind of takes it. It's just those guitar melodies and the riffs on some of the songs. Just blows me away.
It surprises me actually generally how little people talk about Blessed of the Sick. Like Altars gets a lot of focus, but I think like Blessed was my stepping on point with Morbid Angel, and I love it for that reason. But I just think it doesn't get talked about. You know, it's a great album.
Yeah, it's I think it's Altars is kind of a band finding their feet to a degree, although it's, you know, it's so accomplished and it's so masterful. But by the time they get to Blessed, it's, you know, these guys are untouchable at that point, absolutely untouchable. Just the musicianship on it and the writing. And I read a thing years ago with Trey Azagthoth actually, and he said that with Blessed, most of the inspiration for it came from Mozart. He was has always been a massive fan of Mozart. And he said, you know, we've literally lifted some Mozart riffs, you know, because
that's amazing.
If you imagine something played on a clarinet or a violin or something and translate it to electric guitar, it's, you know, it's going to sound absolutely incredible. And Mozart had those you know, kind of darker moments in there as well. So yeah, and I think that's what really gives Blessed its appeal really is. And there's a lot of those sort of classical interludes as well. There's a classical guitar in there and things like that. But Altars, yeah, it just stands far and above for me. Visions from the Dark Side, Maze of Torment, which I remember at the time was probably the fastest sort of drumming that anyone had ever heard. Chapel of Ghouls, yeah, it's just a perfect death metal album for me.
I think I need to go on to Morbid Angel, don't I? I'm going through this 100 death metal albums at the minute because I'm not the biggest fan of death metal. I'm really fussy about it, and I see it. There's a lot of love for death metal at the minute. It's on a bit of a wave, isn't it? You know, especially in the UK. Yeah, definitely. There's some great stuff. So I'm doing it, you know, a bit on social media that I'm going through 100 death metal albums over the last kind of 30 plus years to sort of try and get an idea of what the appeal is. And Morbid Angel are one of those bands that I've never really got into. I've kind of tried, but I've never been able to penetrate them. So they'll come up on the journey at some point. I'm only 11, 12 albums in at the moment, so there's a long way to go. But yeah, there's so much love for them, and I can't quite get my head around it. So I need. They
are like, to my ears, they are a really kind of idiosyncratic sounding band. Like Trey's guitar style, I've described in the past. He's to me, he sounds like he's almost playing guitar backwards. He's got this really strange lilt to the way he plays, which is unlike anyone else I've ever heard. It's completely unique, completely, you know, his own. But it does kind of it sort of bends the ear a little bit. So it's not like immediately, you know, the hook isn't maybe immediately there. Or it's not easy to kind of pick up on that. maybe for that reason. I've always found that a strange thing about them, you know, kind of what makes them unique, this kind of weird, almost like backward masking style guitar playing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I as part of my journey the other way round, I listened to Altars of Madness, and that was my first introduction. It certainly didn't click on that one listen so far, and I probably didn't expect it to, but I'm not sure they're going to click, and I'm trying to think. I kind of want to like them, but I don't know. Is there a different album I need to focus on, or should I maybe listen to like select tracks bit by bit rather than an album?
I've always seen them, certainly those first two albums, as sort of complete pieces of work. It's interesting, like the thought about, you know, almost like they're playing backwards, and you can really hear that on the first song on Blessed Are the Sick, Fall from Grace.
Yeah.
Even the drum pattern sounds backwards, and it's an odd thing to very first listen to, but once you've properly absorbed it, it's beautiful.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody call Morbid Angel beautiful. I will. I'll give them an educated listen rather than just kind of writing it off, which I have done previously. I'll actually have to give them a proper sit down and listen and try and appreciate them for what they are, because they're a legendary band. I get that, but it's just never clicked for some reason. But my feelings towards death metal have always been quite mixed. So maybe going through all these albums, 100 albums of death metal, it was something may click. I don't know. We'll see. So far, I've listened to some fucking great stuff, though, I must admit.
What have you heard? What sticks out?
I sort of, the idea was that I'd sort of start from the current time and sort of work backwards, but sort of dotting in and out from there. So I'm only 12 albums in so far. I started off with Ulcerate, Stare Into Death and Be Still, which was brilliant. Loved that. Bit more sort of Black and Death, I suppose, which that's going to appeal to me anyway. Ulthar, that kind of double album thing they did, Anthronomicon and Helionomicon, that I really enjoyed as well. Undeath are a band I just can't get into. There's an awful lot of love for them, but I don't really get it. Then a couple in the middle, a band called Plague, which was really good. The album was Portraits of Mind. Ascended Dead, that was decent. The only blot I've had so far is a band called Benighted.
Mm-hmm.
The album was called Obscene Repressed, Bored Me Shitless, that's kind of like where I sit with a lot of that meat and potatoes death metal stuff, that if there's no hooks, it'll do nothing for me. Grotesqueries. Have you heard this? Vile Crematory? Came out a couple of weeks ago. It's fucking brilliant. I've never heard a death metal album that's got so much going on. Great artwork, great album, full of fucking riffs, really catchy. Grotesqueries with a Q. Check them out. Centinex, Death in Pieces, fucking love that. Absolutely love that. Death metal shouldn't be that catchy. Fulci, I've discussed that before. Death Collector, their debut album, that's brilliant. Absolutely love that, coming out of the ashes of Bolt Thrower. And then the most recent one is Frozen Soul, Crypt of Ice, because I love the new one, but this one I couldn't get on with, and I still can't. To be fair, it hasn't really done it for me, but the new one that's brilliant. I love that. They've made a big step forward, I think, in terms of sound. The hooks are there, the production's there. It's a really great album, and I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Sure.
So yeah, that's as far as I've got so far. My list, I'm 51 albums on the list at the minute, going back through the years. So yeah, I will keep up to date with this as we go along. But it's been fun so far. I've been pleasantly surprised.
I think when you get back to 90 to 93 or 4, you're going to have a blast.
Yeah, I've already got a few bits in there in the 40s that are that kind of that sort of era. So yeah, but like
I'm thinking about some of the early Gorguts.
Yeah.
I've got Gorguts in there. Yeah, Gorguts are in there.
Where are you ending? What's out? What's the
I haven't got an end point at the moment.
Yeah.
I really haven't. We'll just kind of see how it goes. but I'm educating myself. It's giving me a new appreciation for what death metal is. So that's, you know, it's all good. As long as I've got hooks and that, then I'm interested.
Same.
And I'm surprised how much of what I've been listening to so far is really hooky. You know, so
I'm the same with that. I being around during that time, I really switched off death metal when it became too technical and too jazzy.
Yeah, too jazzy,
too jazzy,
too
and
jazzy.
like when death started to become a bit more experimental and atheist and pestilence, when all that stuff was starting to just go out there a little bit, I just kind of switched off from it. I'm a simple man. I just want some riffs.
Just want some riffs. So the later death stuff then, like human, symbolic, you're not so keen on that?
No, I mean I saw death when they did human, which everyone's very impressed about, but I barely saw them because I spent most of my time in the bar. Because it just wasn't my thing. The first 3 death albums, in particular Leprosy and Spiritual Healing, were just absolutely, you know, grade A death metal albums. But by the time Human came along, I don't know, it just started to sound a bit thin and watery and just a bit up its own arse, to be honest.
That's like sacrilege, isn't it? Saying something against death. It doesn't matter what.
Well, yeah, people get upset about it. But I mean that's just my story with death, to be honest. But you know, I much preferred that whole kind of bolt thrower. You know, get a riff, fucking sit on it, and you know, and work it until it dies again.
Like for me, it's symbolic. Death. That's my favorite death album. It always will be. It's just absolutely love it, which is unusual for me because I'm not normally into anything that's slightly more progressive. So yeah, it's quality shit. But enough of that. Enough of my faffing around. What have we got left? Bean, what have you got?
I've got a few left. Okay, hey, I'll try and rattle through some. Okay, so going back to my crew on the island, I've got the one you'll never get bored of. So that guy that's you know, always got something to interesting to say. He's always there when the good times are happening. He's always, you know, he's layered. You know, you never get bored of his company. You always find that when you're chatting to him, there's something there, and there's like maybe a new thing. You're like, oh right, okay, I didn't know that about you. Anyway, so the album I chose is an album that I absolutely love, and it is I think it came out around 94. And it's a Zakk Wylde project called Pride and Glory. And I know I've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
But for me, it's an album that I can listen to time and time again. It's got it all. You know, it's as heavy as Sabbath, but it pulls in all these other influences. And for me, it's Zakk Wylde at the top of his game. Like I don't get on with Black Label Society. I can't get into them. I've tried to listen, but it just leaves me cold. But this came just prior to that, before he sort of like, I always think I feel bad saying it, but I always feel like Zakk kind of went into a bit of a heavy metal midlife crisis, and just everything just got very kind of chunky and over the top. But on Pride and Glory, which is an awful name, by the way, an awful name for an excellent band, everything works, and he's got this amazing soulful voice. You know, it's a shame because sort of later on he sort of morphed into this odd, like almost Aussie impression that he kind of settled on. But on that album and some of his solo work as well, he's just got this beautiful, lovely, soulful voice and great songs, great songwriting. Yeah, it's as heavy as balls, but it's as you know, it's kind of a slow and sensitive. There's piano ballads on there, there's riffs on there, absolutely everything. So that would definitely be coming with me. What else have I got? I've got the elusive guy that everyone likes. So you don't see them often, but when they turn up, everyone's like, oh fucking hell, you're here. And the album I chose for that was Point Blank by Nail Bomb.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nice choice.
It's just, everybody loves that record.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it much, so you don't really hear about it, you know. But when someone brings it up, it's like, oh, well, you all just did it then. It's just like, for fuck's sake, of course. What a great album. And for me, every time I listen to it, it's I mean, the songs are great, the energy is great, but the production, I mean, hats off to Alex Newport. That album sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and this far down the line, it's still got one of the most brutal guitar tones. There are two albums, just to deviate for a moment. Well, so Nail Bomb's Point Blank is one of the benchmark albums for me in terms of guitar tone. The other one is Celtic Frost's Monotheist. Like between those two of the heaviest guitar tones, the thickest guitar tones you're ever going to hear. So Point Blank, that's coming in. I'll do one more. What else have I got? I've got The Wise One. Okay, the one that knows what to do, right? The one, yeah, the one that you're going to rely on to say the right thing and say, look, guys, you know what we're going to need to do here? It's this. And the band I thought of actually for this one was Obituary. They've been around and they haven't really dropped the ball, you know. They know what they're doing. You go and see them live, you'll always get a good show. They put out a record, it's a good record. I love what they do and I respect what they do, and I just think they've got it down pat. And for that reason, I'm gonna pick their newest album, Dying of Everything, as that's the one that's coming on the island. And I would make that testament to the fact that they're still putting out great music, and because they know what they're doing, what they're delivering now, you know, is as good to my ears as the classic stuff, you know, Slowly We Rot and Cause of Death and all those records. You know, I'd happily put on their new album and enjoy it just as much.
That album still is well in my top list for the year. It's a killer. And when you said that, just see them live, they just deliver it. First time I saw them live was this year, and yeah, they fucking did. And we're going to see them again in Colchester, aren't we? And they are
absolutely,
yeah, just machines live. They just fucking lay it down.
Now the thing about Obituary live is I couldn't tell you what it is they do that's so great, but there's just an energy and a vibe that comes off that stage that other bands don't necessarily have. You know, you see it from time to time, but every time, 100% Obituary, bang, just cool.
Dave nodding.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, that was the first album that caught me this year, and yeah, it's just great to think that they're still pulling it out the bag after this long.
And again, it's hooks as well. That album is so fucking catchy. Some of the riffs.
The first single they put out, that opening riff was just fucking insane. It's beautiful.
Still doing it after what 30 odd years. It's yeah.
Listen to that single again and think of Cold Sweat by Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, I remember you saying about that. Yeah,
it's separated at birth. It's great.
It's the blues, mate. It's the blues, isn't it?
It's all in there. It's all in there. I think that's me. I've got one more. Shall I just do my last one?
Yes, have your last one then.
Yeah. So the one more is the love of my life. So this is who I want to be walking down the beach hand in hand with the waves lapping gently at the shoreline there and the sun setting behind us. And I just went for Blizzard of Oz by Ozzy Osbourne.
Nice.
You know, for me, I've got so many happy memories attached to that album. It's the one I keep thinking about, put it that way. So for me, that's kind of where the obsession began. You know, I was into that album before I was into Black Sabbath, for example. Like I got into that, and through that, I saw the Live and Loud set, which on VHS, which included the encore with where Tony, Bill, and Geezer come on the stage and they perform Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
the first time I heard that song, Black Sabbath, was kind of via Ozzy Osbourne and his solo work. But I just adore it. It's got so many great tracks. What can I say? You know, Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, Suicide Solution.
Yeah.
Like, I just adore that album. It has got a special place in my heart. So that's the love of my life.
Well, while you'll keep going, then wash your metal shirt. And have we done your luxury item? I can't remember.
No, my t-shirt. So there's one band that I haven't mentioned in any of this that I absolutely adore. So I thought I'll just include it on the t-shirt, and that's Motorhead. So I'll have the classic Motorhead, War Pig, which actually, now think about it, will be handy because if anyone finds me, they know where to deliver me because I'll just have the Motorhead England logo. So get picked up, they can just ship me back. You know, the address is on the t-shirt. That's fine, but I'd be happy with that all day long. Classic Motorhead t-shirt. That's
Can't
me
go
done.
wrong. Yeah,
Can't go wrong with it.
No,
So,
no, you can't.
something's just occurred to me, and I've had to come down heavy on Anthony for this before. Being seriously, put the fucking pen down. Like,
It's my luxury item.
No,
It's my luxury item.
You know my stance. I don't want to see pens waving around. Okay, put the fucking pen down.
Sorry, no, I apologize.
it would be remiss of me. I've had to pull Anthony up on this. If I let you go, like, I know I'm an equal opportunities discipliner. Just, you know.
Yeah, he has actually put the pen down as well. But
You're absolutely right. But there's a pen anarchy going on right now.
there is clearly a pen anarchy going on.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's a
point
pen,
that at me.
pen riot.
The key.
Yeah.
You know what is it? Well, if your luxury item's not a biro, then what is it?
No, fuck off. It's not going to be a biro. Coffee. I want to get my coffee subscription redirected to the island, so I can wake up, make a brew, and yeah, you know, start my day off right. So that for me, and that actually, this is a good moment to shout out to Black Coffee Worship in Liverpool. So yeah, black metal themed coffee delivered from Liverpool.
There you go.
So, oh my man, there you go. Right, so here we go. Yeah, as demonstrated just there, beautiful stuff, delicious coffee. Guy knows what he's doing. Excellent roast. Happy days. But can I bring some to the island, please?
Are you going to use Padre's Radiohead CD to heat up the water with the reflection from the sun?
Yes,
I would
yes,
assume
that's
so.
what it's for.
I'd assume so, because
It's all coming together. It's all coming together. All thanks to Tom York and his fucking lazy eye. Right, Andy, let's have the last of yours then. What else you got? And your luxury item and shirt.
Right. Okay. So I've decided to go with Colours by Between the Buried and Me.
Nice.
There's just lots going on that album. Lots going on. So you're getting your time's worth, you're getting your money's worth, all the emotions, but it's heavy. It's melodic, it's epic, it's just everything. It just covers a lot of bases, I think. But it's just, yeah, it's just a great heavy album that's just loaded with so much musical talent. You know, you listen to it. There's all things, you know, going on, and yeah,
it's a great fucking album.
So
it's in my kind of all time sort of top 15, 20 albums. It's a great piece of work. Stunning.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it wasn't my number one that year at the time, but it probably will be now. It took a bit longer to really see it, even though I loved it by the end of that year. So yeah.
White Walls, the final song on that album, it's just fucking unreal. The solo on the end of it blew me away. It's the only time I saw them live was when they played the album in full, and just incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. In the Underworld. Incredible.
I think, was that the 2010 gig? Because I think that's the ticket.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah, 2010.
Yeah. I think I saw them once before then. I can't seem to find the ticket, but I think that's the one I put up. Yeah, that was stunning.
Absolutely unreal band.
Just one of the best bands I've ever seen live. I just can't even describe them. Just how tight they are, how they do that live. It's So yeah, that's kind of like that fulfills my like super angry, guttural, angry. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking, you know, as much as I love Conversion, Jane Doe, I don't know. There's something about it that I thought I don't want to have that on an island with me.
No, you'll throw yourself off a cliff.
Yeah, it feels a lot of criteria for me, but I don't know. Just I can't see myself wanting to listen to it on an island. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Next it's a little bit of a cheat. This is my synthwave. And I was thinking, what do I do? What do I choose? Again, what do I get my money's worth out of? And I wanted to choose something by Carbon de Brut, but rather than choose the two albums they've released so far, I thought I'd choose the collection of their first 3 EPs.
The trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, because I rinsed those albums, you know, those EPs and that collection before they dropped that first proper album. Yeah, absolutely stunning stuff. You can see the development as he went from, early synthwave stuff, with a really good solid 80s beat feel towards that almost cinematic kind of artist that he became. So yeah, 18 tracks over 3 EPs. That'll do me. And last, not metal, but this is I need something a bit indie, a bit less angry, something a bit warm, something that's pleasant, something that's a bit angry, something that's covers a few bases, but it's a warming album that just seeps in.
This is a Daphne and Celeste moment, isn't it?
This is a lot of good things have been said about their last album, actually. So, but didn't gel with me. No, it's Bleed American by Jimmy Eat World.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love that album.
I do actually like that album.
I love that band. And people talk about emo and it's a joke and all that, but that's what it was. That's how it should be done.
Didn't they drop the title Bleed American though? Because it was around 9/11, wasn't it?
Briefly, they released it in the summer 2001. So I bought it pretty much just after it came out, and I think the title track was released just before as a single, and I think they had to change that to Salt Sugar. Yeah, that was it. But also, and of course, because of that, the album started to do well, and also when they released The Middle as a single. Because of the time they just repressed it as a self-titled. But yeah, I mean, it's Bleed American. It's still known as that fundamentally. I think obviously now we've passed
the cracking album.
It is. And they're a great band, and it's that is what emo should be as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that's the music.
Luxury item.
Luxury item. Well, obviously, unsurprisingly, I need comics to read. So I know it's a bit obvious, but yeah, I need comics to read. I've got to choose what to have, and of course, Marvel and DC do these whacking great big, chunky hardcover collections of omnibus format comics, where they take about 40 or thereabouts monthly issues and just put them into one oversized edition, which costs up to about £100. And of course, I got a few in my collection, and of course, which one do I choose? As it is, I think I'm going to choose the one I don't have in my collection because I've got it in different formats, and that's DC Comics Sandman, the first volume, which collects the first 35 issues, something like that. But there's a few story arcs there, lots of different artists, different stories, different subject matter going on. The first 2 arcs of that is what was adapted for the TV show, the Netflix TV show last year, which was brilliant. We've waited a very, very long time for that adaptation, and they've done as well with it as they could have done. And I think that covers my comic reading.
Nerd.
Yeah. But having said that, if considering there's a serious threat to have me sacrificed, failing that, I'm going to have a baseball bat with nails in it, like Negan. So I can protect
Nice.
You two are fine. I don't trust the other one.
Yeah, definitely don't trust the other one.
Yeah.
He's clearly coming for you.
I'll probably kill him just to get that out of the way and say, you guys are fine, just leave me alone.
What's the metal shirt then? I'm hoping you're going to say it's a yellow Sepultura football shirt, but
you're half right, actually. It's not, no, because the Sepultura shirt doesn't fit me. It never has fit me. It was the 90s, what can I say?
Is that, if it was the 90s, I'm assuming it's massive, which means we could use it as a sale.
Yes.
But then I'd have no t-shirt to wear. But no, it's a yellow with green sleeves Sepultura football top. But no, it's not that. I've had loads of t-shirts over the years. Some I've got rid of, some withered and whatnot. I dropped out of buying t-shirts for a bit because I wasn't listening to metal as much, and of course I've started again. But I think what I'd pick is the t-shirt that I bought at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2009, my first trip, which I just happened to spot and thought, why not? And that's my Municipal Waste Sadistic Magician t-shirt with the zombie-ish wizard
Yeah.
melting, but the skateboard kind of design. Sadistic magician on the back. It's yellow. I don't think I really want to be wearing black on a desert island if it's hot, to be honest.
It's only in heavy metal you could say a sentence that includes the word wizardish, zombie-ish wizard skateboarding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the fact is, so that's 14 years I've had that. It's not frayed yet. It's not coming apart. It feels worn, but that's a kind of t-shirt I don't want to get rid of, even if I want to wear that until it falls apart. Just because at this point, I still love that band, and that t-shirt's obviously got good memories for me. And so I think that's one that's coming with me.
And on that note, we're all coming down to Bristol in October for Municipal Waste. Properly fucking looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I was out drinking with them at Hellfest 2 weeks ago.
Ew.
Oh, happy days. Happy days.
See, you've got, metal friends.
Yeah, well, we expect schmoozing privileges in Bristol then.
Lots of schmoozing. I'm hoping to get them in for the day, actually. So, with any luck, they'll be here.
Yes.
Because
that'd be good.
Yeah,
they've always made a point of coming through every time they've been here. So, and they're, like I say, they're just really, really down to earth, good guys. So, I'm hoping to have them hang out here during the day. So
I just need to know more, because it's obviously got the crowd surfing mum, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Dave Witt's, Dave Witt's mum, yeah. No, I'm really looking forward to that show. They were great with Creator earlier on in the year, but own show. Gel are great as well, one of the support acts, and I'm hoping that Undeath will kind of, twist my arm when I've seen them live, so I get what the fuss is all about. No, I'm going to. I may as well drop a couple in now, since we're at that point. A few other bits and pieces that I wanted to sort of drop in. I wanted something a bit more catchy, a bit modern, that I could just kind of bit easy listening. And that's Parkway Drive, Darker Still, the most recent Parkway Drive album. Which, the more I listen to it now, the more I enjoy it. And funny enough, Dave, I don't know if you saw them while you were over there, but I watched their Hellfest set on YouTube, and they've just grown into like almost a proper just arena metal band, or hard rock band almost, if you will. They're not everyone's taste. I get that, because they are quite, they have gone from that kind of metalcore thing to something a lot more accessible. But I think they do what they do really well, and their stuff is so catchy, and their live performances are so strong, full production. I think they're a great band, and they don't get as much respect as I think they deserve. But that album is so catchy, it's so easy listening, that I'd have to take that. Something happy and bouncy. I think, like we've all said, we all need that kind of something a bit more positive. So Rancid, Out Come the Walls, that's my punk moment.
Yeah.
We've got best part of 20 songs, so it's, there's plenty to go on.
Has anyone listened to the new Rancid album?
Not yet.
I haven't got around to listen to it yet. No.
Yeah. It's Rancid, so but it's 30 minutes. It's solid Rancid. I've only listened to it once, but I will come back to it.
Yeah, I haven't yet, so I need to get around to that. It's in my music library on Apple Music, but I just haven't. It's too much fucking new music. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah,
it's a fucking full-time job. Wanted something really old, so I've gone with Black Sabbath Volume 4. I've got to have Sabbath in there somewhere. Being like you, it's got to be in there. That's my favorite Sabbath album. And then once I go proper fucking batshit mental and I need to summon the devil, which will happen, on
day 2, is that?
Yeah, day 2 by about 11 a.m. I go with Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath, because
nice.
If you're going to summon Satan, there's no better soundtrack, I think. So yeah.
I mean, do I dare open up the can of worms with Don't Break the Oath or Melissa?
That was the thing. This was the choice, choosing between the two. But I thought, if we're going down the evil route, we'll go with Don't Break the Oath. Just a little bit extra evil. And it's probably it is my favorite Merciful Fate album. So given the choice, that was the one. So yeah, But I think if we're all on this island together, with our Astoria being built and our OK Computer CD to keep everybody warm, I think we're going to do all right. I think we'll survive. You know,
Yeah.
and it's going to make a fucking good playlist as well.
Now that he's not here, can we kill Padre?
We're going to put him on a spit roast. Look, you know, it's survival of the fittest, isn't it? You've got to do it.
Well, to his credit, that's why he disappeared early. He knew what was coming.
I mean, to be fair, you know, I'm the one who probably goes out running more than anyone. So, you know, that's always a good defense mechanism.
He's the one that brought OK Computer onto the island.
This is true. This is true. But he's clearly got his uses.
Yeah, it's got its uses, but you know, he should be punished for it.
Punishment by spit roast, and not anything weird either. Actual spit roast with fire and sticks and shit. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and look, you know, in terms of a luxury item, I just went for a sofa because it'll tick every box that I need. I can sit on it and listen to music. I can sleep on it. I can bash the bishop on it.
If it works for Beavis and Butthead, then
exactly,
it's got to come in.
And it'll get eaten by cockroaches and all sorts. So you know,
Dude, I will even let you borrow my pillow if you want.
Oh, look, what more can I ask? We'll share. Can we share the pillow? I think you know.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this many soft furnishings on this desert island. You know.
Look, think about it. Look, read the room. How old are we all? We need soft furnishings. We're not in our 20s anymore.
You're going to bring your middle class bedspread, aren't you?
Exactly.
It's coming. I can tell. That's next. All right. Well, move over because I'm coming in.
Oh, come on then. It's, gorgeous soft cotton. But anyway,
it's soft.
waffle.
It's very soft.
Very soft. Yeah, it's lovely, lovely. But yeah. I think we'll stop waffling there, shall we? Because this is turning into more nonsense than usual. So
it's basically exactly what would happen if we were stuck on a desert island together.
Yeah. with the last few cans of Carlsberg Export left on the planet. Fucking hell. Yeah. Look, thanks for listening. It's been a lot of fun. Dave, thank you for coming back again.
Welcome anytime, my friend.
Yeah. Well, you've already brought room 101 to the table, so don't be surprised when I ask you to come back again for that. And yeah, we'll probably be back next week. I don't know what with. And we got any idea? You know,
we got the June album reviews.
We need to look back at June. We're almost in August, and we still haven't looked back on June's albums yet. So
we haven't, but that's because we've had to fit everyone else into their schedules. And
it's been a busy month. But yeah, going back to June. We've talked about Witch Hazel already. You got Church of Misery in there. You got that absolute monster from Burner.
Yeah.
Coffin Mulch. That's a fucking ripper of an album as well.
I'm going to be picking my copy of that up tomorrow.
Yeah, go and get that.
Crypt of the Wizard tomorrow to pick that up.
Yeah, get on that. Fucking, it's just an absolutely cracking album. So yeah, we'll do that next week. We'll look back on June, and we'll also look back on the first 6 months of the year as well, and do a bit of a sort of a top 5 of what we've had so far. So yeah.
It's just dawned on me. How come? So Padre's got stick for OK Computer, but can we just talk about Aha again?
Aha's allowed. It's 80s, isn't it? We can do that.
Fair enough. All right, I'll go with that.
Look. Dave brought Coldplay to the party, so we haven't really brought that up yet.
No, I didn't bring them. They're not coming with me.
No, they're definitely not fucking coming. He shoved his fucking piano up his ass. You know. Yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week. And yeah, stay metal.